A Lotus in the Mud. The story of Oskar Schindler. Did you know that, like a lotus blooms in the mud, there can be a spark of light even amidst overwhelming darkness? Oskar Schindler is one such spark, a man whose story stands as a heavenly portrayal of humanity in the midst of the brutalities of World War II. His actions in the shadow of death and destruction prove that even in the darkest of times, one person's kindness can shine like a beacon of hope. It was the year 1939, and Poland had fallen under the iron grip of the Nazi invasion. The streets were flooded with German troops, and the skies seemed to have darkened over the lives of millions of Jewish families, who were soon subjected to unspeakable horrors. Oskar Schindler, a German businessman, arrived in Poland with dreams of profit and success, initially seeking to take advantage of the situation for his own gain. Schindler set up a factory and employed Jewish laborers who were seen as cheap, expendable workers by many. But soon, as he witnessed the horrors of the Holocaust unfolding before his eyes, families torn apart, innocent lives extinguished, and entire communities wiped off the map, something began to change inside him. The man who once cared only about his wealth now saw the lives of those around him as infinitely more valuable. Schindler's factory, which had once been a place of business, slowly transformed into a sanctuary. Under the guise of productivity, he used his resources to protect over 1,000 Jewish men, women, and children from certain death. He risked anything, everything, his fortune, his status, even his life, to keep these people from the clutches of the Nazi regime. He bribed officials, manipulated the system, and fought against the tide of evil surrounding him, all for the sake of saving as many souls as he could. But Schindler's story does not end with triumph. In the closing moments of Schindler's List, we witness the heart-wrenching scene where, despite having saved so many lives, Schindler is overcome with sorrow. As the war comes to a close, he looks at the people he saved, and instead of feeling like a hero, he breaks down, lamenting that he could not save more. "I could have gotten more out," he says, looking at his car, his gold pin, objects that, had they been traded or sold, might have bought even one more life. His overwhelming guilt at the thought of those he couldn't help leaves a deep, lasting sadness. Schindler's legacy is powerful, but his pain reminds us that even in victory, the shadow of loss can loom large. He saved over 1,000 lives, yet the weight of 6 million lost during the Holocaust forever haunted him. His story is not just one of heroism, but also of the deep grief that comes from knowing that in the face of such vast cruelty, one man's efforts, no matter how great, can never undo the tragedy of an entire people. Oskar Schindler is a reminder that, like a lotus blooming through mud, goodness can rise from the darkest depths, but his tears show us that even for the heroes, the suffering of the world leaves scars that time can never erase. Thank you for keeping in touch with Smiley.